In today's world of education, schools are no longer just a place of learning. They are also competing for students. But what happens when even the highest performing school struggles to retain their student? This is the story of Crossroads Elementary, a school that seemingly did everything right, yet found itself in a battle it never anticipated. In many urban districts, families have more choices than ever before. Charter school, private school, and open enrollment policies give parents many options. But for traditional public school, this creates a new challenge. How do they keep their own student? At Crossroads Elementary, Principal Michael Jones faced this reality, as his school had the highest test score in the district, strong community ties, and a dedicated staff. However, by the time students reached 5th grade, they were leaving in droves. 5 years ago, Principal Jones took over a struggling school and turned it into a high-achieving institution. He implemented rigorous academic programs, created a supportive school culture, and engaged with parents like never before. But even as Crossroads thrived academically, something was missing. Families were still choosing to leave for a charter school. One of the biggest challenges for public schools is marketing. Charter schools, especially those in large network, spend thousands of dollars in recruitment. Parents receive emails, flyers, and social media advertisements, sometimes even before they apply. Meanwhile, traditional public schools like Crossroads rely on word of mouth, community engagement, and their reputation to retain students. For parents, school choice is not just about academics. They worry about safety, school culture, and opportunity for their children. Many leave just because of the fear that their kid will not get into a good middle school, fear of low-performing school, fear of missing out on something better. This fear is often fueled by marketing campaigns that highlight success story but sometimes leaves out the full picture. As enrollment declined, Principal Jones faced a tough question. Should he invest more time and money into marketing, taking resources away from students, or should he trust that the quality of education at Crossroads would be good enough to keep families from leaving? But with declining enrollment, fewer students meant less funding and the possibilities of a school to be closed. Crossroads wasn't alone. Across the districts, public schools struggled to compete with charter networks. The superintendent pushed for better marketing, social media outreach, and community events. But could traditional public school really compete with corporations spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on recruitment? The debate over school choice is complex. Some say competition drives improvement, others argue that it creates inequity. But one thing is clear, schools like Crossroads Elementary are fighting for their future. After all, education is not just about test score or facilities, it's about trust, community, and opportunity. Agency, public institution, private institutions, and there are also many different views of how to solve this problem between the principal, the students, parents, the superintendent, and each solution conflict over its effectiveness. So finally, there is no agency, public institution, private institutions, and there are also many different views of how to solve this problem between the principal, the students, parents, the superintendent, and each solution conflict over its effectiveness. So finally, there is no certainty on which approach is better for children and for the school itself. We have also seen different mental models used during reading the case study. We have the principal zones, who's mainly focused on thinking on multiple approach to solve the problem, and we also have another mental model, which is the superintendent Sanchez, who is mainly focused on increasing the marketing to solve the problem. Finally, we also have the teacher's mental model, who are seeing that the way to solve the problem is maybe focusing on teaching rather than focusing on marketing. Another factor that we do not want to overlook is that we have seen a complex adaptive system in action. The system itself that changes its behavior in response to the environment. This is the definition of the complex adaptive system. So in our case, we have noticed that how the principal actions changes with the rise and drops out of the rise and the dropout of the fifth graders, which is also another layer to this wicked problem. Additionally, we have seen System 1 thinking demonstrated in this case and System 2 thinking. System 1 thinking demonstrates in the quick action that has been taken by the principal to elevate the quality of education by hiring new committed faculty member and focusing on the schooling and the teachers themselves. On the other hand, we also saw Systems 2 thinking, which was more, which generally is more accurate and takes longer time. In our case, for an example, we have seen that the principal conducting multiple meetings and focus group with the teacher and leaders to gather more. Additionally, we have seen System 1 thinking demonstrated in this case and System 2 thinking. System 1 thinking demonstrates in the quick action that has been taken by the principal to elevate the quality of education by hiring new committed faculty member and focusing on the schooling and the teaching. Now let's focus on the DSRP model, which is distinction, system, relationship, and perspective. As we know, they are considered the basis of all idea, and all of them are intertwined in order to help solve a problem. We know that distinction means that the presence of identity and another, and systems consist of whole and part, relationship consists of action and reaction, and how idea correlate to one another, and perspective, how the idea took a look from different point of view. So let's break down our case now. Let's first of all look at distinctions. What identity that we have seen in the case? In this case, in particular, enjoying with variety of distinctions. What is it? What it is not. For example, we have traditional public school, the TPS, and charter schools, the CMO. Both identities. TPS are community-based, publicly funded, and have a local district governance, while CMO are network-based and often privately funded and market-driven. Right. Each system consists, as we know, of parts and whole. In the case, we have the public school system as a whole consists of many parts, which includes the principal, the leadership, the teacher and the staff, and also the students and the families, and district offices, the superintendent as well. Another system that we have seen is a charter school system, which consists of many parts, such as the management organization of those charter schools, the management team, the equipment networking, besides the family and the student and the teachers. Which actually pressured from the leadership to market schools and increase retention. We have the charter schools, the CMOs and parents, where they have a relationship between them that's basically on strategic marketing influenced, which actually pressured from the leadership to market schools and increase retention. We have the charter schools, the CMOs and parents, where they have a relationship between them that's basically on strategic marketing influenced in decision making. And we also have a relationship between the charters and the school and the TPS schools, which is more in a competition and rather than a relation. We have the charter schools, which looks at the competition is necessary for quality improvement, and they are focusing on aggressive marketing. We have also another perspective, which is the parent perspective. They are the decision making in this relationship, and so it's basically driven by perceived school quality. We have the charter schools, which looks at the competition is necessary for quality improvement, and they are focusing on aggressive marketing. We have also another perspective, which is the parent perspective. They are the decision making in this relationship, and so it's basically driven by perceived school quality and facility and future opportunity. And finally, we have the perspective from the policymaker, which actually look at the school choice, foster innovation, but may create inequality, unfortunately, in student distribution. So looking at the DSRP model, we realize the importance in balancing of marketing activities with education, teaching, and school and community engagement at the same time. We are having a wicked problem that needs solved. So the wicked problem is not solved by the end of our case study, unfortunately, but the case study highlighted the complex role of leadership. I believe that the solution of this wicked problem does not simply lie in increasing marketing. It is in the leadership itself of the institution. The school principal, the superintendent are the key factors in navigating safe and ethical paths for the schools. Thank you for listening, and this case is presented by Iman, Cecilia, and Yanju.